have 3 books out from Top Shelf. They're called the Essex County trilogy, I guess we've dubbed it. And, the first book was Tales from the Farm, and the second was Ghost Stories. And the third book, The Country Nurse, comes out in October. The first book follows a little boy who has to go and live on his uncle's farm, and the two don't really get along, and he sort of escapes into this fantasy world of superheroes and aliens and all this sort of stuff he makes up. And he befriends this gas station attendant, so this hulking ex-hockey player who's somewhat damaged himself, and the two sort of bond. And then from there, the other 2 volumes kind of expand upon that family, and you see different generations before and after, and sort of the different things that have pushed and pulled this one family together over the course of pretty much 100 years. The second volume, Ghost Stories, it kind of actually go back to the 1950s, and we kind of see the characters from the first book. We see their grandfathers as they sort of travel to the big city to play hockey for a professional team. And something kind of happens to their relationship while they're, during this season of them playing hockey, it sort of tears them apart. And then it follows them, these 2 brothers, sort of well into their 70s, and sort of you see them grow apart and then come back together. That one sort of follows like an in-house nurse as she drives around this community, and all her patients are sort of related to this family, and through her, sort of a day in the life of her, we see sort of the whole picture of this family and how different relationships sort of connect, and some of the answers to some of the questions in the first 2 books. Essex County is the actual place where I grew up. It's a small place in Canada, and so I decided to set a story there and sort of write a little love letter to the town. So the place is real, but all the characters and the stories are all fictionalized. When I was doing these books, I sort of just did a loose outline. No dialogue or anything, and just start drawing it in sequence and writing it as I went. But now in my later projects, I've done like a full script beforehand, and funny enough, that actually helps. Right now I'm working on 2 new books. One's for Vertigo DC Comics. It's going to be edited by Bob Streck, and it's called The Nobody. And it's sort of loosely based on the H.G. Wells Invisible Man character, but I sort of update him and bring him into one of my small little rural communities and sort of see how he interacts with the town. And so that's probably going to be out early 2009. And I'm also working on a new book for Top Shelf, which is sort of really in the early stages.